Today, I'm pulling energy on whether or not abortion is murder. The Bible even says, "Thou shalt not murder." But true murder is the destruction of a soul. If there is no soul, there is no life. So before we put a blanket label on healthcare as sin, we must reevaluate what it truly means to respect life and the science behind it. Scientifically, most embryos are simply 23 chromosomes merging with another 23 chromosomes. This new cell is called a zygote and is formed first and foremost. This does not breathe, it does not eat, it is just a microscopic cell. The fetus does not even exist before the 8th week of pregnancy. In addition to this, when people oppose abortion entirely, they're essentially mistrusting the medical professionals who provide women's health care. In some cases, if the mother's life is at risk, this isn't a matter of murder or saving a life. It's a matter of whose life is more valuable in God's eyes. With that said, if Christians are so strict about thou shalt not murder, why do they ignore the rest of creation? In the creation story in Genesis, God commanded a completely vegan diet for both humans and animals. Meat eating was only permitted later in Genesis 9 after the global flood. In the book of Daniel, Daniel and his friends refused to eat the meat-heavy food in Babylon, opting for vegetables and water instead. Daniel says to a guard, "Please test your servants for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink." At the end of the 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than any of the young men who ate the royal food. When the prophet Isaiah describes the ideal state of the future kingdom of God, he notes that violence between species will entirely cease to exist. The wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, the calf and the lion will yearling together, and a little child will lead them. The cow will feed with the bear, their young will lie down together, and the lion will eat straw like the ox. I don't think McDonald's is lying peacefully next to the calf. I'll just say that. Even in the Bible, the mass slaughter of fully developed living animals like cows, chicken, and fish is the taking of life. Yet we treat these animals like they are just consumable products. So, is the destruction of a zygote cell a murder, according to the divine? And is the mass slaughter of cows not murder? I have pulled energy on this today since we seem to be confused on the world or on Earth, whatever the fuck is happening right now. I first pulled energy on the zygote cell and whether or not the divine views it as murder. So right away, overall energy, we have rejection. The energy of rejection. So this is the divine rejecting the stance where every Catholic and Christian is telling us that a microscopic cell is a human life when it's not. So the divine is acknowledging that the science holds more weight than the Bible itself because it is a man-written book at the end of the fucking day. Like, use common sense here is the name of the game. Time and time again. I'll get into the energy. So we have the moon here. This is about concealing something, right? There's a dark side and a light side to the moon, right? We could be deceiving ourselves, especially if you have such a strong hold on one organized religion or another. Now, with that said, I support freedom of like believing in what you want to believe. If you want to believe in the Catholic Bible, believe in the Catholic Bible. That's not the point of this reading. The point of this reading is to essentially separate church from state, which I think some MAGA people want to do, but then I see some MAGA Christians still standing firm in their beliefs and using that as an excuse to like dictate everyone's behaviors, at least within America, because that's what they believe, when that's not appropriate. I'll say it's not. Abortion is technically healthcare, and if we have energy here stating that in most cases it is not scientifically murder, then it's not. It's a cell that you're removing from your body. It's not a human being. The soul transfer in itself doesn't occur until the baby hits the birth canal. If you want to go that route. Or at least near to it. So I'll dig into the tarot, I guess, and then we're going to get some letters and maybe channel a few more things if necessary. So we have the Temperance being clarified by the Eight of Wands. This is communication at some degree, and what we're being told, and how it's a flat out lie, with the Seven of Swords following it and the Four of Swords clarifying that. So this is divine flat out rejecting organized religion and what it's kind of forcing upon an entire country, right? That's where this crosses the line where it's inappropriate, right? To like dictate what an entire country does because you believe in something in the Bible, for example. This is technically healthcare at a scientific level. Now, do I think fetuses should be aborted? That's when morality comes into play. Me personally, no. I definitely think there should, if there aren't already, I don't know that much about it. There should be restrictions on when you get the abortion, but then that's when you put it into the hands of the healthcare professionals, and you have to trust them and understand that they know what the fuck they're doing, and they're providing a healthcare service to a woman, and that's like end of story, like period. Like it shouldn't really be a religious issue at the end of the day. Now, let's say abortion is legal in your state and you're a practicing Catholic. Just don't get one. Like I don't eat meat products, for example. I mean, I'm not going to go around and tell everyone in every other state that they need to like stop eating meat entirely. Like that's fucking psychotic. I don't understand the whole like blanketing of an issue over an entire population because you believe in something. That's the issue here. And then Spirit's also saying here that we need to change our perspective on how we view these things. The Wheel of Fortune is about changing, and in this case, the Hanged One is about changing one's perspective on something. So I'm not telling you, if you're like a Catholic watching this, that you need to change your mind about how you view abortion. If that's your view, then that's your view. Don't get one. I don't. That's not the issue at hand. The issue is, don't knock on everyone's door like a fucking Jehovah's Witness telling everyone, oh my god, your zygote cell has fingernails. It fucking doesn't. It's like, you can't even see it. Like you need a fucking microscope to see that shit. Like, are you fucking stupid? Like, come on. Jesus fucking Christ. And you know what? I can talk like that because you need to think, Christians. You need to think a little bit. Wake the fuck up. So the Moon card is also about receiving intuitive messages and using your own intuition to make your own fucking choices, right? And that's about it. And that's where this conversation should end, essentially. I don't know why it's being politicized. I agree. There should be a very strict separation between church and fucking state. I don't understand why we're intermingling here. And then I see... and then I see, like, all these fucking pointless, what is it, like, arguments. I guess they're debates, but to me, they're just fucking arguments on, like, Turning Point USA YouTube channels and shit. Of, like, this 50-year-old man arguing with college kids because they're easy fucking targets about how this is morally righteous and this is not, and you're a bad Christian because blah, 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 blah. It's like, you're missing the fucking point. I'll just end it at that. That needs to be a whole other fucking video, but okay. So I'm gonna read from the moon. Okay. And then maybe pull some letters and stuff and close this one out. When the moon appears in a reading, you are often being told that not everything is as it seems. Seems fitting for this one. The moon has a dark side, not just dark or negative. But it can show you what you've been kept in the dark about. Yeah, so this is about hiding something, concealing something. We have the Seven of Swords, which is the same energy. That shares the same energy. Lunar energies are surrounding your life, allowing you to understand what is standing in your way. Not everything is as it seems, and you're being guided to use your own discernment. So, basically, think for yourself once in a while. Don't rely so heavily on a book like the Bible. I don't understand why so many, especially like conservative MAGAs, I guess, they rely on the Bible as if it's some sort of dictionary, or a thesaurus. It's like, it's not. At the end of the day, it's a man-made book. I really, like, but again, if you want to believe in it, like, please do, but don't let a man-made book control an entire fucking country. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, what, like, what are you on, actually? Whatever it is, I don't want any. Like, what the fuck? I will get some letters now, because that's always fun. And close this one out. Okay, I think we're gonna start with that and see what happens today with this. Another blank one. I keep forgetting to take those out. Oop. Baby is here. That's interesting. Universe. Can use the blank one as an R. I'm gonna get a few more. Oops. One fell on the floor. It's a Z. Okay. I was gonna like soul, like universal healthcare or something. And then we're getting a lot of A's. Oops. I'm getting fixed now. Universal healthcare. Fix. I don't know why I'm getting in a month. July. I'm getting something about epidural now. I think Spirit's trying to say healthcare is really expensive. And sometimes the weight of a child is too much of a burden for women. And it's not fair to tell a bunch of people not to do something if they're also using their own discernment and trying to do what's best for them and their lives. I mean, I do have universal and fixed and like healthcare. It's like we should be focused on some other things here, I think, that may make it more easier, like a lot easier for women to have their baby and keep them, maybe. Like having universal health care, for example. Like, you don't know if that woman even has health care. They're not going to go to the hospital and have a baby for like $20,000, $30,000. Like, that doesn't make any sense when they can just go get the pill and nip it in the butt for a lot cheaper, like maybe $100 or something. Spirit is actually I don't know. I'm feeling like this melancholy energy with this. Yeah, I'm hearing we need to fix a lot more things beforehand and before we start dictating what a lot of women within this country do with their own money, essentially, at this point. Like, this is about money and like one's quality of living. Oh man, this could even be some sort of like scheme, like this propaganda machine where all these far right people and politicians are saying, you know, abortion is murder, yes, believe in the Bible, blah, 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 just to sort of take the attention off of some of these other things like universal health care that is much needed within a society to encourage more childbirths to term, I'll say. But we don't have that. So that's the example that's coming through. It's like, why would a woman carry a child to term if they can't afford even the costs from the fucking hospital? Yeah, I'm getting that with this. I am seeing lie. So we are being lied to like, that's what it seems like. We're being lied to push attention off of something else that is a larger issue at hand, right? I'm getting OBGY with this too. A lot of focus on with this, with like the healthcare system and all the cracks within it. So there's that. And that's not even like a religious issue. Like that, this is a systemic structural issue that needs to be focused on much more, I'd say. We need to stop as a society bringing religion into politics. Please. Like, why are you doing that? I know what I'm doing here is like technically it's like a spiritual practice, right? But I'm utilizing it in a balanced way, I'll say. I talk about this more in like my old videos, but like I talk about how important it is to embody balance within not only ourselves, but in how we act like day to day. So when I'm doing tarot, there's a big difference between making sure that I do all my research before I start my video so I can rely on facts like equally as I do with the energy work, right? It's that balance at hand. But when people are relying solely on a Bible for all of their information, there's no balance in doing that, right? You're just reading from a book that was written some time ago by a bunch of different people that we don't even know. Like, that's not seeking information in a balanced way, at least according to the divine, if you believe in that. If you do believe in the Bible, believe in it, I guess, but then also use your own brain to go out there and take a more balanced approach and actually research the process of how an embryo develops, for example. I don't know, and and think to yourself, scientifically, would I consider this microscopic cell being flushed out of someone's body murder? I mean, the average person would probably say no if you're not a psycho.